Hello, everybody. I'm Nick, and unfortunately, there's no Luna today. You can't see her, but she is actually right off screen over here, sound asleep. She is very tired. She has had a long day, but I wanted to record this video for you guys and give you my thoughts on Season 2, Episode 1 of One Punch Man. So, there are specific timestamps in the description below if you want to see my thoughts on specific parts, but if not, feel free to watch all the way through. I want to start off and kind of talk about the internet's reaction to this whole season coming out. And holy crap, guys. Oh my god. I usually make it a point when I'm starting a new season of an anime, when the first episode comes out, to kind of see how the internet reacts and watch some reviews and read some reviews on what people said. And the internet just tore the hell out of this episode. I mean, good lord, guys. So, it was very overwhelmingly negative. I don't know, I think it comes down to one of two things. It's either people who have not watched an anime before to know that there are going to be filler episodes that, like, help set up the overarching theme of the season, or it's people who have never read the manga before and seen that they are pretty much faithfully going word for word, scene by scene, with the manga, with the start of this season. And it is absolutely freaking incredible to see that. But at the same time, I can see that messing with some people. I tend not to base my reactions on what the internet says. I tend to go with my own thoughts. But it's kind of hard to ignore that when there's such an overwhelming negativity surrounding an episode. I can say, as someone who has read the manga and actually followed One Punch Man since it was a webcomic before it got the full manga treatment and anime treatment, that this season will pick up, guys. If you're going into this thinking, oh, it's going to be boring just like this, no. We may not have every episode being like Saitama going around beating everybody to death, like we did in Season 1, but it's going to be a journey, let me tell you that. So we're going to segue kind of into the pacing section of this. And as far as pacing goes for this episode, this is where I have a big complaint, because it is all over the freaking place. I mean, we started off the episode kind of slow, with Saitama and Jenna shopping, and I'm going to do my best not to spoil anything here. And then we move into the whole narrative with King and his backstory and, all the revelations that we have about him. While we're doing that, we're still bouncing back and forth between his interactions with Saitama and Genos' fight that's going on in the episode, and it's all over the place. I mean, it almost feels like there's cuts that don't need to be there, or that they're taking not necessarily taking sections out, but they're making it purposefully jump at weird places. So pacing is it is all over the place, and that's the part that really frustrates me. If I want to see a fight, if I want to see, Genos versus this giant robot knight, I want to see it pretty much all the way through. I don't want to see it, for 10 seconds and then switch back. And you can call me a cynic. I am an anime fan. I understand that, cuts in fights are completely common. Trust me, I've watched just about every anime you can think of. But at the same time, I mean, this one felt kind of forced. So that's my big complaint with pacing. And the episode really, it gets kind of boring at times, up until the point where we get the big revelation with King and his backstory and his past and everything that's gone on with him, and how he's not necessarily the person that we think he is. But at the same time, even that is just, it's a little underwhelming. So if we move on into kind of spoilery territory here without really spoiling anything, the last 8 minutes of the episode, 8 to 10 minutes of the episode, this is where everything really starts to shine, because this is where we get the setup for the remainder of the season. In the sense that we're introduced to some characters that we haven't seen in a while, such as high-ranking heroes, and people like Speed of Sound Sonic, who've developed a cult following in the One Punch Man fandom. And their kind of overarching theme of the season of trying to figure out how Saitama is as strong as he is, even though we already know that secret. It's just physical training and no air conditioning. But at the same time, we're introduced to the season's big bad in Garou, which I'm sure I just butchered his name, in the big hero meeting in the hero organization building, where we kind of just get a taste of what he's like, and he's gonna play a massive role in this season, guys. So overall, if I had to rate this episode, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever watched. It's definitely not the best thing I've ever watched, but it's pretty good. It's definitely a setup. So that's kind of my thoughts on the episode. This is kind of a quick review. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you thought of the episode, what your thoughts are on season 2, how you reacted to seeing like the internet's review of episode 1, and if there's any other anime that you'd like to hear my thoughts on as well. I'd love to have a conversation with you guys in the comics. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video with Luna real soon. Later, guys.